Before we get started, I'm going to go over a brief recap of the prehistory and the foundational days because those videos were a bit too long and kind of confusing to understand, so consider this the new start of the series. Alright, here we go. Deep down in the Japanese internet, a site called Ayashi World was created that houses pirated software and cheese pizza. The site was also used for hackings and raids. A site called Nameless World also arose. It's similar to Ayashi World, but Nameless World is centered around memes. 1998 hits and Ayashi World servers are pretty shit, and the owner receives literal death threats to take the site down, which he does, like a little bitch. The users of Ayashi World seek refuge in a BBS called Omazu, also known as the First Channel. This place evolves into a threaded message board. The concept of bumping and staging are introduced as well, and Omazu gains popularity. In 1999, Omazu was closed due to several issues. A user of Omazu known as Hiroyuki Nishimura creates 2channel, the second channel. 2channel has competent servers and grows exponentially. The English forum known as Something Awful also was created around this time. In August of 2001, 2channel is in danger of dying, so Hiroyuki creates a backup forum known as Futuba, better known as 2chan. 2chan creates a board called B for random content, which 4chan would later mimic as well. The site supports images and develops a unique culture which 2chan is still known for to this day. In 2003, the first English channel is created, called World2CH. Its user base consists of both Japanese and English users. A lot of the English users are from Something Awful and are familiar with 2chan, which indirectly prompts the owner of World2CH to create 2 image boards on the site, in similar fashion to how 2chan consists of image boards. This creates a gateway between the English net and the Japanese net, creating a friendly exchange in culture. A Something Awful user who frequents World2CH, known as Moot, creates an email address at 4chan.net because it looks like at 2chan.net. It gives him an idea to make a site, so he announces it on Something Awful with the idea of making 4chan the English version of 2chan.
Get those Japanese words off of me.
So on October 1st, 2001, 4chan was founded by Moot and created the first board, B, anime/random. The rest is history. After this, the foundational era from 2003 to 2004 happens, in which the site died about 4 times and many boards were created. And there was some drama over some controversial boards that were created, such as Shota Mail, Lolicon, Guro. I go more into it in the foundational era video, so you can watch that video if you haven't. Anyways, let's move on to 2005 and beyond. During these days, 4chan cultivates a powerful online subculture that stood out from the crowd. It slowly eclipses its predecessor, especially as push comes to shove with Something Awful. One of the keys to 4chan's success was that it recreated a captivating tradition built on reposting the best and forgetting the worst. In a later interview, Moot states that these days, only S4S preserves some of the old whimsical spirit that 4chan used to have. Moot also notes during this time, B grew disproportionately in size and becomes uncontrollable. January 6, the Cracky-chan saga begins. The first picture of a strangely artistic teenager appears on B. Anonymous becomes infatuated with this girl and scours the internet for her pictures. A trip code under the name Cracky-chan starts posting, but some people may ask, why was 4chan so infatuated with this girl? Well, she was in retrospect, the first girl to ever really post her face on 4chan. Most users of the site were male weeaboos, and women weren't really into space until Cracky-chan showed up. You could even consider her the first e-girl on the entirety of the internet. She was praised by Anons and seen as a god. But what's interesting about this is that it sparked a whole phenomenon of not only 4chan queens, but it kind of birthed the e-girl phenomenon that we see today. The absolute obsession with these online e-girls is apparent in today's internet culture. And as the series goes on, you'll see how a lot of the modern internet trends, slangs, and memes all come from early 4chan. Anyways, we'll talk about Cracky-chan a little bit later. Let's move on. January 19th, 4 boards are added. The Ecchi board, used for pictures of sexy anime girls, 3DCG, which stands for 3D computer graphics, the G board, which stands for technology, and the N board, which is nature and wildlife. G and N are safe for work. January 17th, 3 boards are added: artworks and critique, photography, and the X board, which is general photos. February 5th, the Cracky-chan obsession becomes so big that WT Snacks, a well-known moderator of the site, word filters her name in an attempt to filter discussion about her. This causes many stalkers to create fan sites outside of 4chan. February 26th, following an IRC town hall, Mood creates 3 new boards: animated GIF, high resolution, and wallpaper general. He also removes X. March 29th, a live journal from Cracky, known as Freaky Girl, is found. The owner of Cracky-chan's website, crackychan.com, claims it's fake, though it may be a move to protect her identity. Another live journal known as Kitty Cat soon gets found, whether it's fake or real. April 1st, also known as April Furs Day. For April Fool's Day, Mood creates a new board called Furry, despite promising that he'd never do so. Although many thought it was just a April Fool's joke, the board remained the next day, and the board started to be taken seriously. April 3rd, a user called She cracks Cracky-chan's trip code. That's a lot of crack. April 6th, another Cracky-chan live journal becomes known under the name Scarecrow Maiden. It contains more artsy pictures, even nudes. The journal gets deleted quickly by the owner. April 7th, the 1 millionth get was reached on B. June 6th, Cracky-chan pics become a bannable offense. This was a request from Cracky-chan herself, according to WT Snacks. August 13th, shortly after celebrating 1 year of uptime, 4chan starts a panel at Otakon 2005. The first time ever that B-tards actually meet the real Mood. After which, Mood reveals that Robert Bobkins was not only not him, but the Bobkins name was actually Eric J. Ross, and that Mood picked the photos at random. Everyone has a real good time at the event, and Anons flip out at the fact that they're finally experiencing Mood in his entirety. August 23rd, 7chan is created. October 1st, 4chan turns 2 years old. October 20th, Mood posts a sticky on B, suddenly announcing that it's the final countdown, playing a segment of the song in the thread. Anons worry that it signifies the return of 0 Hour and the doom of 4chan. When the music stops playing and nothing happens, Anons soon realize that it's just Mood fucking around. October 30th, Mood and Snacks have a long fight over IRC as Mood takes the site down for a few hours to fix some problems. Mood rages against Snacks for being a lazy coder and threatens to take away his server access, and generally being very ignorant towards Snacks. This dude's out here sounding like a modern day Discord admin. Talking about, I'm gonna take your perms away, Eventually, Moot does remove Snacks' server access, making him unable to moderate the code. Snacks then leaves 4chan for good. December 19th, Mood posts a thread on B asking for applications to be a janitor, which is a person who deletes posts but they can't ban, which was actually unheard of at that point. Most sites had moderators and admins, not janitors. News of this spreads to B, and many applications were received, and the janitors were implemented within the month. 2006 hits. Ah yes, the year of peak gaming. January 30th, Mood implements Forced Anonymous on B, with users unable to post with a name, a trip code, or a subject. This remains until early 2007. February 12th, Cracky-chan discovers her cult and decides it's enough. She makes a public statement on 420chan telling everyone to stop. That same board she announces it on later closes. After a few gets are achieved on B, such as the 5 millionth and the 6 millionth get, on April 6th, 3 new trial boards were added: Comics and Cartoons, Paper Origami, and SP, the sports board. April 8th, 5 new boards are added: Cosplay, Food and Cooking, Music, the News board, which is known as N, changing the previous N board to AN, which is Anime in Nature, and TV. Okakai Random and Okakai Pro are merged into one board known as Okakai. April 9th, B got a Desu sticky. April 10th, when a user shows his ban reason as being dysfargig, he is banned again and his thread is stickied. Later, 7 threads are stickied along with an image, which consists of a puppet from a Japanese show riding a motorcycle. April 11th, B-tards start to spam B with the same puppet. Every post gets stickied and banned. The word disfargig would be banned on site then on. June 15th, comedian Tom Green starts his own late night call-in show, hosted in his own living room every night at 11 p.m. EST. Over the next 3 months, B trolls his show, with 10% of all calls being from 4chan. B specifically targeted a section of the show called Girl Talk, with 5 stereotypical chicks giving relationship advice. It got so bad that on August 19th, he canceled that segment of the show. It would eventually become tradition to raid Tom Green every time he was on. June 17th, a group of Anons crap flooded the Zelda forums for fun, after which, a member threatened to hack 4chan. This prompts the leader, known as Captain Cornflake, to post information on B. Many Anons joined the raid following the post and crap flooded the forums nearly into oblivion during nighttime while the moderators were asleep. One mod went to B and pleaded for them to stop, and said that he'd make their own board on the site to spam on. And of course, this caused even more trolling. The forums now require manual admin verification, which keeps out many legit users, resulting in another victory for 4chan. Yet another epic raid occurs, and this time it's Naruto-kun forums. After a user of the site posts his dislike for 4chan, B went to work, following a major porn flood, after which the site admin threatens to sick the FCC onto 4chan. One Anon discovered a source code document hidden in the site containing the site's SQL database password, as well as loads of unchecked MySQL injection vulnerabilities. Anons also discovered that the dumbass's FTP had the same password as the MySQL database. So you already know what happens. Anons log into the FTP and destroy the site for like 2 days. July 6th, Crackopedia, which is a Wikipedia for Cracky-chan, closes per Cracky-chan's request. Allegedly, might I add. July 7th, the 10 millionth get was reached. Also, it's pretty hard to find screenshots of these gets, so give me a break, guys. Give me a break. July 12th, the great Habbo Hotel raids commence, featuring 4chan, Encyclopedia Dramatica, YTMND, and Bantown. These glorious sites storm Habbo Hotel. But what is Habbo Hotel? Habbo Hotel is a virtual online role-playing game from back in the day. Yeah, I don't know, that's all you really need to know about it, honestly. Thousands of black characters wearing afros and suits, called insert racial slur right here, filled nearly every room on the site, especially the pool decks, during which the pool was blocked due to AIDS being in the pool, or whatever. There were just way too many raiders for the mods to even keep up with banning them all, so the mods had no choice but to reset the server. But that didn't really stop the raids, and it continued. After which, the characters would all form swastikas all over the servers. This raid goes down in 4chan history for being one of the most successful. After the raid, the word AIDS would soon be filtered on Habbo Hotel servers. July 22nd, V reaches its 1 millionth get. July 26th, B receives a picture of a post on the Zelda Universe forums, claiming the admin of the site planned to launch a counterattack on 4chan with Habbo Hotel. Even though the post was later to be found fake, 4chan wasted no time and obliterated the Zelda forums. July 27th, one of the Zelda Universe mods taunts B and unintentionally revitalizes their interest in raiding the forums again. This time, B targets its wiki site, destroying 600 pages. August 4th, Otakon 2006 starts, and so does 4chan's panel. Many important 4chaners are there, including Moot, Shut, a moderator, She, another moderator, and the apparent return of WT Snacks. A temporary board was made for the event called Conventions. This was deleted after the event. August 16th, the Tom Green raids continue. Tom Green suffers an hour long of Desu spamming and meme spouting, such as the infamous "Do a barrel roll!" He gets so pissed that he announces on live TV that he's not going to do the call-in show anymore. August 22nd, a group of Anons go on a midnight raid spree, eventually attracting hundreds of other Anons to their posse in the raid threads. Their first victims were a pro-anorexia community called proana.us. They go on to delete all the accounts on the site. After that, around 1 AM on August 23rd, they attempt to raid the Migot forums, but the raid failed due to Migot's massive size. Instead, they raid teenbabynet.org. And get this site is not only filled with furries, but is filled with teenage furries with diaper fetishes. They locked the forum and rendered it unviewable by 10 AM. Oh, they're not done yet. After that, they targeted Wikifur, leaving it in complete disarray. This becomes extremely worrying for the mods on 4chan, so Moot does something extremely drastic around noon of August 23rd. Moot announces on B that anyone who posts illegal content will be permabanned. Any jailbait, CP, personal information, or raids will also get you banned as well. There was a massive outcry due to the fact that B now had rules technically. And the main reason why B existed was that there were no rules. So basically, people went apeshit. People spammed the ever-living shit out of the site, and 14 boards went down. Many butthurt users went to other sites such as 7chan, 12chan, 2chan, and 420chan. Moot was like,
Oh shit, people are leaving.
so he then gets rid of the policy. After that, everything kinda just went to normal. But a few things came out of this event. This event resulted in a massive increase of alternative image boards. This also marked the rise of the insurgency, where Anons orchestrated raids outside of 4chan.